I Irenka to mind this morning. This morning, we're going to be talking about the realm of the heavens within the 10 recollections of the Buddha. I think this falls somewhere down there, given that the first three are always the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, right? Those are three of the first right recollections. And then we have talked about other elements of recollection of the Buddha himself, recollection of generosity, recollections of other positive mind states, qualities. This recollection, called the realm of the heavens or the realm of the Devas in the Anguttara Nikaya, that is one of the books in the Pali canons, much more written about in a commentary document called the Visuddhimagga, for those of you who might be interested, and those are not understood to be the words of the Buddha himself, but just others writing about it, expounding on that particular teaching. But I do want to talk about it now, after having talked about the reality of impermanence and death, the Maranasati recollection that we did last week. Anybody remember that one? And we actually talked about how reflecting on the impermanence of all things, not just of oneself, but of all the things we crave, actually might be where the greatest application of impermanence could be placed in our daily lives. When I go, I want that extra Spanish moss to go on my jellyfish succulent that I just made over the weekend that came out really well. Just a reflection. This too will perish. This too is not of the nature is of the nature to be born and die. It's nothing permanent, fixed, nothing to count on, nothing really to contribute to true, sublime happiness or freedom. And what? In the very presence of the doing of anything, the knitting of a cap, the making of a soup, the washing of a dish, and then including the succulent making of the jellyfish. I'll have to show you it. There would be a momentary joy or ease, a certain calm, a connection. We did it in community, so it felt really lovely to just be with each other in a shared activity, its own form of Sangha, really. That this is good towards cultivating the deathless then capacity, right? We know this one's going to end. There's no way to keep doing jellyfish suckle, right? It's not forever. It's not every day. You can't do it always. And in fact, you wouldn't invest, would you? As joyful, pleasant, and fun as it was to be outside, to be with friends, to be doing something creative, they each came out different. We would understand that doing this every day, all day, would not get us into our truest nature, because it would be devoid of other essential qualities and characteristics, including what? Things like reflection on one's own goodness, reflection on the truth of suffering, which is understood to be an essential daily reflection, right? We would not have time in all of our busyness in any doing, for movement on the path to true Buddha nature. It doesn't mean it couldn't be a part of the path, certainly, because then what do we already know that every moment then becomes a part of the path? That we can bring what generosity. Jenny, my daughter in love, got up and helped someone else who was struggling with their thing to hang right. And she was like, I don't need to worry about my thing. I'm going to go over there and help you with your thing. Um, our encouragement of each other. That's looking great. Wow. That's a great, wonderful idea. Look how creative you are. Look at that part of you reflected now in this doing, in this thing is also valuable. And in fact, as I was watching everyone around the table, I thought, well, this is sort of like the circle of goddesses that I call them. This is the realm of the divas, really. I'm going to use a real life example. Here is a group of people who have brought something to it. They each brought something to share, who brought a certain communal mind. I'm going to be joining others. This is not just me and my thing. Um, right? Fun, ease. There was no time frame, so as you got to get it done. We all went, probably we're not gonna. You stick some things in there. You take some things uh, with you. You look at it. You can always right come back and add. Um, but the community, probably one of the strongest of the characteristics. The moving beyond one's own thinking mind, right? Getting out of the head of it. Oh, it's sort of developed like all art, right? It's kind of discovering itself, and you're in it too. This would certainly be understood to be part of the realms of the heavens. So then I'll stop and say, why do you suppose? Remember, I said we are all living. All of us have been fortunate enough, no matter our momentary circumstance, to likely be in the realm of the heavens. So why would that, what would we maybe say about that? Why would you imagine that could be true? Whatever the difficulties, the truth of suffering is also always and is also present in the realm of the heavens. It is not suffering free, not yet. That is merely the truth of the Buddha's nature, not even the realm of the heavens and the devas. Write what you might think or come on and say. So, what about when I said all of us are likely have been gifted the truth of resting in the realm of the heavens, in the diva realm? What did I mean? What's your thoughts about it?
Di, are you asking why we suffer?
Nope. I'm
No,
asking why I'm saying all of us are divas and resting in that heavenly realm. Because we don't have to worry about basic needs for the most part.
Because even in the thick of suffering, there's something to be grateful for.
Yes, even in the midst of the difficulties, there are infinite blessings. It's true. Even when we don't like the chemo, even when we don't like the situation, even when we don't have it all done, even when, my knee still hurts, even, right, when I can't kneel like I like, uh, even when there are momentary difficulties, which we were guaranteed, and has not been escaped in the realm of the heavens. That is the realm that is maybe the highest realm possible in human form. And they also say celestial. But remember, in the Buddha's time, there were no monolithic beliefs. There was no a guy, one God at all. The celestial realm was identified as those who had it pretty good. That was the celestial realm, so we don't get confused. Those who have it pretty good. We might be that group. And as it relates to the world, what do we understand? We are privileged beyond measure. We are privileged beyond measure, even in the difficulties. Why? We're drinking clean water.
Would
Let's
you say that
right?
being in the
Greg? Yeah.
being in the present moment is really being in that realm? Because I know when I'm very, very present, it's just I feel the mystery of it all, the amazing fact that I'm even here.
That's right. That you're here. And that given another circumstance, right, Greg, you might not be.
Oh, given lots of circumstances, yeah.
Isn't it? Infinite blessings.
Yeah.
Infinite blessings. And that we all have them. And so that when it says reflect on this, do you know what the number one dilemma of those in the heavenly realm is? And I just read it and I laughed out loud. I woke my husband up, actually. I was reviewing in bed and I went, oh, of course it is. Of course it is. The number one dilemma of the divas in the heavenly realm, not too much, it's not too much serenity. It is not the cause of too much bliss. Though it is said that they will experience this in a much greater way than the average human. Well, there we are again.
But is it the wanting? You're just wanting?
The wanting, yes, they are caught a little bit still in craving of the, right? The sense stores are so loaded with all the good. Like, oh, and then there's that. And then there's this restaurant, and then there's that cake, and then there's that Netflix show, and then there's that beautiful flower I just saw at Anderson's Gardens. I'm like, cause I thought I might need that in the yard. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm doing the same. Yes, Dennis, where somebody was trying to say something.
I was trying to say, going into the unknown, you discover all the wonder by going into the unknown.
When you can be open enough, which means not caught in craving, not caught in craving, not even caught in the craving of wonder. Look at how unhooked, right? And the divas are a little hooked. Their number one dilemma is which way to turn towards the good. Like, I got so much good. I don't know. Do I do this today or that today? Do I do this? And the way that Shyla Catherine, a teacher I love up in the South Bay, defines it as the busyness of the good day. The busyness of the good day. There's so much to, should I garden? Should I, focus on my, should I? The dilemma of busyness. There's so much good to do that we don't even know which direction to turn. And the word she used was busyness. The diva realm, struggling with the busyness of the good. Do I do this project or that project? Do I go plant my new plumeria tree in that beautiful new vase that I got? Or do I focus on designing my new bedroom? Yeah. So I want us all to smile. Because the diva realm is both good news. Look at all the sensed or pleasure. Look at all the possibility. Look at all the goodness and blessing. True stuff, right? We just ate figs yesterday off of a fig tree from the yard. I was like, oh my God, this is like the heavenly realm. They were just perfectly ripened, right? Wanted, pick them. I didn't even have to reach up. and grab the stupid thing out of the tree. I had somebody do it for me. What? This is serious. Heavenly realm. And yet, it says, and yet there will be suffering in this realm. Why?
So we can appreciate.
So we can. What is the suffering even in this realm, Robin? That's the benefit. That would be the fruit, is that we can appreciate it all, which we don't, by the way. What is the suffering that identifies this as a realm? Yes, Kelly?
Fear of loss, fear of losing it,
Yes.
clinging.
Yeah. Yep, because you can't keep it. Can you? And
Yep.
so we are pretty busy, aren't we? Says Shyla Catherine, at keeping it as going as best we can. I want to read something to you. This is directly now from the suttas. And I loved it because then what is the practice? I'm going to ask you that while I get ready to read it. What is the practice then on the reflection of the heavenly realm and the realm of the devas? Let me see if I can share this with you. That would be a little helpful.
Is that a question you want us to offer?
Uh-huh. What would be the practice?
Reflect on impermanence while you're enjoying the blessings. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
right, at its appearance. In gratitude at its appearance. Lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky me. Resting in the diva realm, the heavenly realms. Here is what the sutta has to say. I was going to try to share it, but I have to try to find another screen. So just let's reflect on this. There are the divas of the 4 kings, the divas of the 33. You don't need to know. The divas of the hours, the contented divas, the divas who delight in creation. That could have been us on Sunday. The divas who have power over the creation of others. The divas of the Brahma's retinue, that means those who are recognized, I would say, as being special. I'd say actors, actresses, social media, those people now would be considered in the retinue. When falling away from this life, the divas beyond them, whatever conviction they were endowed with, that when falling away from this life, that means at the time of death, they re-arose there. The same sort of conviction is present in me as well. Now, these are the 5 qualities of the divas. Whatever virtue they were endowed with, when falling away from this life, they arose there. They didn't fall to a lower realm. The same sort of virtue is present in me as well. This is the reflection. I possess this capacity. I possess in this very life, this of virtue. Whatever learning they were endowed with, I too possess this. This is present in me as well. Whatever generosity they were endowed with, when falling away, remember this is the key phrase, they arose there. They are never diminished. The same sort of generosity is present in me as well. Whatever wisdom and discernment they were endowed with, that when falling away from this life, they re-arose there. The same sort of discernment is present in me as well. At that time, it says, when a disciple of the noble one is recollecting the conviction, virtue, learning, generosity, and discernment found both in themselves and the divas, Their mind is not overcome. Here's the distinction: with passion, not overcome with aggression, not overcome with delusion. His mind, or their mind, is straight based on the qualities of the devas. And when the mind is straight, this goes on to talk about something I'll name in a moment, based on the qualities of the devas, the disciple of the noble ones gains a sense of the true goal. Very key word. Gains a sense of the true goal, gains a sense of the Dhamma, gains a sense of the Sangha. And then it goes on to say this, as we are going to practice today. In one who is joyful from recognizing the blessings in all directions, right? The 10,000 directions, rapture arises. And this is the jhanas. In one who is rapturous, the body grows calm. In one whose body grows calm, the sense pleasures abide. You're just in bliss and without a sense door requirement, right? No longer requiring the seeing, the hearing. This is the jhana states. And in one who is sensing pleasure, the mind becomes easeful and concentrated and turns away then from all craving. Turns away, not like gimme more. It's actually weirdly the opposite. It's like, I have enough. It is enough. This very present moment, I think Greg said, is already sufficient. What more could I add to it then, beyond reflecting? And then what? With virtue, learning, generosity, wisdom, right? These qualities. And faith. Faith, the key one. That's actually the first. I forgot, I didn't say it. These are the true qualities of the diva. So I'm going to stop there for a minute before we practice. I have been resistant to the divas because I had not studied them. And so this idea of this sticky attachment to things actually made me nervous. Like, ugh. And the divas do have access to the heavenly realm and to those sense pleasures, and they will never be diminished, says the suttas. You will never find yourself now in the hungry ghost realm, in the animal realm. You will not, that's what it means when it says re-arose. From the goods that you have, you can use these to the good, not just be caught in craving. And that distinguishes the diva from, for example, the hungry ghost, who no matter how much they have, has to have more, right? They're not quite as caught, and they will never, because of their clear seeing and wisdom, their discernment, their generosity, they will never be caught quite in the same way. The other way I understand this, just so we know, is because the Buddha in that time was understood to be the exalted state, that at the time only one could accomplish. There was only the one Buddha. There were not 50,000 Buddhas, though we all possessed Buddha nature. I think the divas were like a way on the way to go. Even in our human realm, there are these qualities that we too can possess, that we too can, and those five, which I'll be calling out again in the practice. And then we recollect others who, in the blessings, you know them, aren't stingy, right? You know them. who aren't grippy, who I gotta have it and it's mine and I'm gonna, right? Who have some kind of ease, even in the goodness they have been um, gifted, uh, are happy to extend it or to share it. And right. And it says that those are the true divas. We get this idea. And then we can reflect and recollect. And what am I grabbing onto? And why am I grabbing in this realm of the heavens that I live in? What would I be grabbing onto? And what would be the purpose of it beyond my fear? Said Kelly.
Well, we think things are going to make us happy. We think
Yeah.
things are always going to make us happy.
Yeah. And we have no evidence for it, which is what the insanity. It's really a psychosis of like we already know there's not enough hearings. There's not enough cars. There's not enough sunglasses. There's not, I don't know, whatever it is you think you need, plants. There's not enough, I don't know, whatever it is. And we know it. We actually know this. But look at the kind of delusion of mind. Yes, Jean.
I think on a deeper level or different level, what you're talking about hits home for me because since Daniel died, I try really hard to focus on. I'm so lucky
There's some coffee cake.
that
There's
we had
a
him
half
for
right there.
32 years.
Bought 'em yesterday at
Um, and when you say, why am I grabbing onto, what am I grabbing onto?
What?
I
Mhm.
grab onto the identification with my role as a mother.
Yes.
And why do I grab it? I mean, that's what I've been looking at for the last year or two. It's, that's my
Yeah.
identity.
Yes. It's who you think you are.
Yeah. Yeah. That is my at least conditioned, chosen, I don't know. But
Yeah.
so it's not just things, the plants and the earrings, which I totally get, but it's also the roles, the beliefs, the opinions.
You said identities, I think.
Yeah. That's a
Big
big one.
time,
Yeah.
and big time.
And
And the
and why
divas are caught in it.
are
So,
they?
yeah.
Because who am I if I'm not a mother?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Who am I if I'm not
What I think I am.
whatever it is I think
It
I
is.
should be, need to be, wanna be, I don't know, some kind of being. And it says, we will re-arise in this again and again. There was the caution, the yellow flag came up for us. We will re-arise in this again and again out of the succor, the comfort, right?
Well, you see the trap of, so what am I supposed to do? Not want my son to be alive? That's a toughie. And I know it's something I'm
Mhm.
learning, but
No,
I'm
I
just
think
saying
that
this
would
goes
be,
deep.
yeah, I like that you said this, Jean, because no, you're not supposed to not want. You're supposed to recognize the suffering that wanting is going to cause you.
Sure.
And boy, I just felt it come right off the screen. Didn't you?
Sorry.
No, it's beautiful. It's the truth of us. This is not you. This is us. Whatever that gripping, grapping, wanting, however noble, it says, however noble.
Yeah,
We even grab the noble of it,
absolutely.
don't we? I was at least good there. I was generous there. I was less a shithead there, because I can be a shithead, so less likely. And then we crave the that, and we mistake it. Gene, here's the thing, right? We mistake it for the truth. Is that you are always that goodness. That goodness didn't die with Daniel at all. Knowing this is a lifetime's work.
Yeah.
that it wasn't just that, it wasn't conditional, it wasn't as long as this or that, it was this a boundless, infinite, ever-present quality. Someone says hugs, Jean,
Thank you.
and I would say it too.
Thanks.
Hugs, Jean. And it's all of our story.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's all of our story. And thank you so much for bringing that to us so we can feel this, because this is the suffering is in the grip, and the liberation, the bliss, the freedom, the ease, the calm comes from recognizing it, and then that softening. We go, wait a minute, I'm no less a loving mother now than on any day. I'm no less a right. There's no condition, it says, and the divas are caught yet in it. And so we imagine then the divas going, well, as long as I'm a movie star, to hyperbolize this, as long as I have a good film, right? We imagine the divas out there, as long as I get my 1 million viewers, as long as I get praises, as long as I get people showing up for the Sangha, right, as long, look at all the ways we tie. We can, but it's all a mistake. It's all a distortion. It's all a delusion, because the goodness is always, it is an abiding, ever present truth. And we grow that capacity by seeing where we get stuck. By the right, it's the necessity is to go, what is hooking me here? And you can feel the grip and then be freed. And then what is the task? The task is to recognize in all the goodness, there is yet suffering in the realm of the heavens and in the realm of the divas, just like this. And so then we'll sit just like this, with no exception. I'm going to call that piece back, because I'm going to read those qualities. There are a couple ways we can do this. I'm not going to talk about it. I think we'll just do it and see how that goes. And so preparing for sitting, we always establish for these recollection practices the body with a bit of a straight spine, because the recollections can become sloppy or lazy. It is easy in a recollection practice to maybe something like lose our object, which means getting caught in drifting, or getting caught in sloth, or getting caught in planning, list making, preparing for our day. And so we erect the body, as Roshi Jones says, strong back, soft front. The strong back represents our discernment, our wisdom. The soft front is an illumination of our open hearts. And so then sit in a way that establishes that wakeful and loving posture. And we offer this practice to the end of suffering for all beings everywhere without exception, beginning with ourselves. And then in that ever expanding circle, freeing and awakening all beings. Take a nice big deep in breath. And then let it out. And do that a time or two more on your own, so that we can release the body into the earth. The blessing of this very breath. The blessing of the ground we sit upon. The blessing of the 5 sense doors and the mind that knows them all. We find in all of this the refuge of the breath, with primary attention to the out-breath. And this very softening. Some might say the ungrasping of the mind with each out-breath. We unhook ourselves just a little bit more from the gripping, grabbing, clinging nature of our habit minds. Everything the Devas have can be understood and used in one of 2 ways. It can be an obstruction to these qualities, or it can be of benefit, can be used. And so we begin by recollecting the very thing that brought you here this morning. Given that you could have gotten caught in any of the other manifestations in the heavenly realm, there's lots to do, lots of joy to collect, lots of accomplishment, enjoyment, the busyness that is very available to all of us in the realm of the heavens. So many directions to go. Just the privilege of choosing is a part of the heavenly realm. Should I do this or that? And whatever brought you here, you picked this. And see if we can't just breathe with the truth of that. And in this is the first quality, or the quality of faith. Something in you knows and places trust and confidence in the fact that being here, listening to the teachings, sitting with the Sangha, and activating your own Buddha nature was the very best thing to do. And breathe that in. Of all the heavenly choices, you chose presence. You chose the Dhamma. You chose stillness and silence and the cultivation of a way of being. Based on that faith. This very sitting here being the thing that may contribute best. And this is the inclination of the mind that makes the world we're sitting in. I possess this quality of faith. I'm capable of this. This same sort of faith, trust, confidence, and conviction is present in me as well. And then we rest in the truth of our faith. And our conviction. And then we can reflect as well on our capacity for learning, for growing, for healing. It's what gets us here on Tuesdays. We have invested something in this Tuesday morning practice and in other moments in learning, in coming to recognize the path to the end of suffering, as well as understanding the causes of suffering. In the realm of the heavens, there is sufficient space and room and ease for the pursuit of this learning. This is the realm of the heavens. These capacities, this learning is present in me now as well. And reflecting on this quality and its evidence in moments. I could see the cause of suffering, and in its recognition, the suffering can begin to diminish. More and more. And whatever generosity the Devas are endowed with, I possess these as well. And then reflecting on these moments of non-clinging, these moments of gratitude, these infinite moments of offering oneself, and also one's material gain, also present in the realm of the heavens. Towards the end of suffering, and the path to freedom and awakening. And as the Devas have been endowed, I am endowed as well. And whatever virtues the Devas possess, virtues of loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. I possess these too as well. Within the heavenly realm, these qualities will never be diminished based on these previous eons and lifetimes of kama or karma. There is no fear of the lower realms. It is not possible. Reflecting on these virtues and one's commitment to them can free the mind of fear. I possess these qualities as well. Faith and learning and virtue leads us to the quality of generosity. We have been gifted much and have much to contribute, not just in a material way, but as a quality of being. This is the characteristic of the Deva. We can continue to cultivate these qualities within ourselves and live them. We are given privilege, the preciousness of the conditions of this life, to make these offerings. I am capable of this as well. We cultivate the quality of our own heart minds towards one of generosity. You could also say non-clinging, non-grasping. We don't even grip the breath. and can offer the breath itself with blessings as an act of generosity. May all beings find peace. Can we rest in the heavenly realm with ease, with calm, in stillness? We cultivate that non-clinging rapture. What a relief. And we practice it with each breath. And from that rapture, there is calm and ease. You can feel it in the body, the ease of non-clinging. And from that ease, there's joy. It's not a giddy joy, it is a contentedness in the present moment. And then from that contentedness, there is a stability of mind. A spaciousness that nurtures all those other qualities and offers us wisdom. We see the path most clearly, the path of non-clinging. And then we commit ourselves to it again. The very next breath. Within the heavenly realm, these conditions are made available. Until the mind is emptied of all craving. Abiding the present moment as it is. Joyful, easeful, calm, fully present. The Devas have been gifted the conditions of the heavenly realm in which to practice. I am capable of this as well. I have been gifted these conditions as well. I recognize the heavenly realm in which I sit as well. And for the last moment, simply resting in these qualities of the heavenly realm that have been offered to us, the quality of our own faith, the goodness of our own enlivened, embodied virtue, our capacity to continue to learn the cause of suffering and the path to its end. And from that learning, there is these genuine and continuous acts of generosity, beginning with being present. I am capable of this as well. And then the growing discernment, the growing wisdom. that then nourishes and feeds that very faith. I am capable of this as well. The heavenly realm is this very quality of awakened heart mind. And may we contribute to the conditions necessary for all beings to find peace. And may this practice, this very day, contribute. And may it continue. So be it. So, any questions? Any comments? The Devas having a lot of conditions, right conditions, conducive conditions, have been gifted and granted the conditions for enlightenment. And by virtue of the teachings, by virtue of our Sangha, by virtue of your own capacity, And any recognition of that capacity, you have been given all the conditions then. For this way of being. Let me check chat. Anybody have, was this what people were thinking it was? Is this what ideas you were thinking about what the Devas realm? I've incorporated the heavenly realm, which is where the Devas live in it, because yes, we say about every day we live in paradise. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And how is that conducive? How do we not get drunk on that and actually then use it? The fact that we don't have to hide from the weather most days. We are capable of that movement, of that freedom, aren't we? It's really ridiculous at a time when a lot of where we live, the United States is 90 degrees and 90% humidity, and you can't breathe. And then it's very difficult just from that condition alone, isn't it? Let's just use weather. The condition alone makes it more difficult to recognize the heavenly realm in which you, the Devas, are privileged to exist. Not only weather, of course, right? But the 1 point something or more house you live in. Right, there it is. And then not only that, but that which fills it. And then not only that, but the health care we have access to by virtue of living here, which is some of the best in the world. Look at that. And the special water we all drink. Not just clean folks. Right? Is it true? Not just, mine's ionized. I don't only have, I'm not just drinking water. I got the special water. Privilege. And then how do we use it is the continued question. How do we use it then to propagate the good, to propagate the teachings, to propagate our own Buddha nature and the Buddha nature of others? How do we then propagate those qualities that I just named from the very conditions within the heavenly realm, which will free us, it says, from being trapped in the re-arose there dilemma of the Devas. Pete and I have a joke. I don't know if Pete's on today, but Pete and I have a joke. He goes, I don't know, pretty good. I don't even know if I need more. This is a part of the sukar of this realm. Like I could keep coming back just like this. There it is. Isn't it? There it is. Pretty good. And then what? Well, then we don't aspire. In fact, do we? We do not aspire to what is greater. And then what is the deathless? You keep coming back. You're caught in the birthing and deathing in this very fabulous realm. And Pete's joke is, not so bad, not so bad. Not so bad, but not quite what we're capable of. Not so bad. But then you've got to still go re-arose. You got to keep playing. And you got to keep getting your sticky fingers off of things. Right? You got to keep working on it. And we are capable of more. And what I'd like you to look at is you're noticing that you are capable. That you are capable. That we can all be stewards of these qualities and these gifts and also make sure that others have access to the extent that we can as well. It's why we spend so much time, isn't it, on helping others with food, just that, right? We've got 5 things all around helping others have enough, right? Between World Central Kitchen that we have given money to, now San Diego Food Bank, then St. Andrews, then Philabelly, right? In all the ways we contribute. What is it? It's gifting others these conditions, beginning with food, so that they too can have access to these conditions that are enough, so that they too, because if you do not have sufficient food and do not have sufficient shelter, what's the probability of being able to cultivate anything but distress, right? There's no time for practice. There's no time for the teachings. There's no time for reflection. You're just scrambling, right? You're just trying to figure out how to get to the next day. And we do not have that dilemma. And so look at what we have been gifted. And so the Devas, at the minimum, recollect their blessings and then their capacity to use those blessings, not only towards their own liberation, but the liberation and freedom of others, right? How lucky are we? Yeah. Okay? We all get it. It's how to get it and not be, we have to be watchful. I guess I'll say this before we end. We have to be a bit watchful that we don't become condemning of the gift. Because it's easy now to go, I am not deserving, or this shouldn't be mine, or why me, not them, and the Buddha simply said, oh, karma, your karma. You don't know why, you just know that. Take it. Take it and run, folks. You don't know what it was you did. You don't know how it was you did it. You may go, well, I didn't bat 1,000 on this one. Why me? Because the causes and conditions were such. And remember, it is not only you in the karma. It is all those who came before you in their karma that led to this. It is not just yours, not just your acts of goodness, and neither just your acts of ill will, but all that has come before that has contributed to this. And will it alone be sufficient? No. Right? No. All the house, all the travel, is it sufficient? No. It is only conducive. It is ultimately you who must then use it wisely, skillfully, with intent, with conviction, with compassion towards the end of suffering. And I think it was, who was it that just said, another billionaire, we've got a lot of them, another billionaire, it wasn't Oprah, it was Bill Gates for sure. Oh, Warren Buffett. Yeah, Warren Buffett. I get Warren Buffett and the other Buffett mixed up. Jimmy, is it Jimmy Buffett? Jimmy Buffett and Warren Buffett. Yeah, one of the Buffetts. So it was one of the Buffetts who said, it is my goal to die poor. It is my goal to die poor. My children do not need these billions of dollars. Oh, he is so correct. Isn't he? That's my goal. And he stepped out of that big Hathaway something that he owns, and is already in his 90s now, beginning to distribute that wealth. And how wonderful is that? Oh, Berkshire Hathaway. Yes, thank you. Berkshire Hathaway. I knew it was one of the Hathaways. Again, Anne is coming to mind. I was pretty sure it wasn't her. It was not Anne Hathaway. Although she in her own diva realm has lots of opportunity as well and also uses it. I happen to know. So, right? So what do we have today? We could use this as our practice. What do I have access to today that could contribute to the benefit of the end of suffering, not only for myself, but all beings? I've got 3 boxes upstairs in my bedroom that are now full of things that I'm like, this is not what I need. Why am I holding this? I don't need these cantaloupe colored capri pants, probably. Those might be able to go to somebody else. My mother took them, by the way. Uh, so there you go. Uh, she's a diva in her own right. Um, you know, what would be the word I would use? We give up the crown, right? We give up the crown. Say, I don't need this thing. It's too heavy. It's, it's lops. Anybody watched it just cracked me up. Camilla, when King Charles was being enthroned, she could literally not uh, keep her head. It was so heavy, this thing, that she literally needed help walking with it. What? Why? What would, what are you thinking? And there's a kind of drunk in it all, isn't there really? Like you're just wobbly. Like who can carry this stuff around? And the answer is nobody. And it's not just the stuff, it is the stuff on the inside, really. That makes us wobblier, doesn't it? All of this self diminishment, all of this unworthiness problem, all of this, if only I something, then I could something, uh, heavy, heavy and weighted. And we can let it go. We can just put it down. We don't have to bobblehead through any coronation at all. Do we? We just don't. We can just keep laying it down like we just did. And then remembering what really mattered, just like we just did. And then feeling the ease, the joy, the rapture, the bliss, and the peace that are its result, just like we just did. And it's always that way. That is its nature. And then we could call it the word we hate, we could call it renunciation, actually. And then we could go, I don't even need to pick it up. I don't even have to, there it is. I don't even have to put it on my head. I don't even have to try to walk with the 200-foot thing behind me for any reason at all, right? Because that is not in the Buddhist teachings. He would say that is not your greatest coronation at all. Your greatest is your quiet, your presence, your loving capacity to be there not only for yourself but for others. And I know we are, I know, committed to this. And so thank you so much. I think we're ready. I'm just going to hesitate for a moment to see if there's anything else. Be watchful of the condemning mind. It is the other side of the diva realm and no improvement. No improvement. You are not to ask, why do I have all this? Who am I to be deserving? It was the Buddha's final hindrance. He himself, it was his final hindrance. Who am I to be deserving of this? And the earth shook as he touched the earth. That was it. You are a part of this, right? That's it. Okay, let's get ready for a prayer and the striking of the bell. And then we'll do just a minute of reminders. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles. And for the boundless multitudes of living beings, may I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and the sky, until all beings are freed from sorrow and all are awakened. May I find peace. May you find peace. May we find peace. May all beings find peace. So be it. Thank you all so much. Always, we have been together on Tuesdays, many of us, for actually several years. It just occurred to me the other day. Quite something. Quite something that you pick this again and again. So thank you all for that. We don't have anything imminent except that everyone should have received the newsletter. Can I see any shake of heads? Receiving the newsletter. In the newsletter, you will then see that we have Liz secured. We're going to talk to Janine and see if we can't get her to hook into that as well for some sound healing. We're going to try for something close to once a month ish for that. Why? Because we have to know how to stay present, mindful, open hearted in movement uh, as well while sitting, standing, lying, and walking, says the Buddha. One must maintain one's quality of heart mind, right? And so we move with it. And I love yoga because I just have to keep surrendering to all the things I cannot do. And it's a lovely practice. Like enough like this, enough in this little bend, enough in that extent, right? That there is no perfection in it. Thank you, Janine. We'll be talking very soon about that. And so that practice is as important for us. And so we're going to commit ourselves while the weather is workable for some time to that. We have St. Andrew's coming the second, oh, it's actually not so far away, around the 9th, it seems, of September. So we'll be talking about that in the next week and a half so that when we get to that, we're good. Um, we are doing food and monies, and it is turning out that the money is a little more helpful to them because we can ask them what they need and we can buy it for them to distribute. So that's we'll keep talking about that. This Saturday we are going to be doing the touch the earth practice because it was thunderstorming last Saturday. Who knows how it will go? Not for me to say, except we're going to try again. And we have now some others who will assist us by offering reading, which is just really lovely. So thank you all for that. I can't think of anything else, and so I'm going to assume that's enough for. Oh, the book, which I did not put in the newsletter because it was already very lengthy, but I will put something out this week. Is Tibetan Buddhism by Kenpo Sodargi. I'll put that out so you can start getting the book. And I looked for used copies and only was able to find 2. So we're not going far with that. It is available on Amazon as a Kindle as well as paperback. So start getting that. We will likely now not start that. I was thinking about the 9th, but Carrie will not be back from Aruba, and that's her birthday, so I decided to delay 1 more week. But I'd like you to get it because we'll start looking at it. The book is called Tibetan Buddhism, and I don't think you can see the author is Kenpo. Let me write it in chat there. Sodargi, a scholar in the Tibetan tradition. That's how you spell that. And Kenpo, he has a subtitle, A Guide to Contemplation, Meditation, and Transforming Your Mind. A Guide to Contemplation, Meditation, and Transforming Your Mind is the total title. And I'll do a little orientation for that probably on the 9th, though we will start on the 16th. Okay. Go live your diva lives. Yeah, go live that diva life. And if you feel like you're bobbing, then look at what you're carrying. Right? If it feels a little floundery, check in. What are you dragging around that probably needs to be put down? It's something. Otherwise, then the easefulness of the day is really right here for you. Right here. And watch the busyness, because the number 1 disease of the divas. Which direction do I go? I have so much. This or that, this or that. So just be watchful, and I will look forward next week. Let's see, I think we're going to do recollection of the in and out breath. Recollection of the in and out breath. Yeah, the book is actually a very cool one. It was selected along with Jim Sinclair, who found it and said, hey, I don't know all that. I feel like I need to know a little more about it. And because we are, I think, also using a lot from the Mahayana Tibetan tradition in our practice and in our teachings, why not understand a little more from where that comes? So that seems like good stuff. All right, everyone. Yes, thank you. Love and blessings to you all. Everybody be well.